first time I've ever done a body kit out of like expanded foam or anything like that, so this is tedious. Anyone who says it's easy, it's not. It takes a lot of time and effort to get this far. I'm quite happy with it, so I did paint them the other night, sprayed a bit of guide coat on. I'm going to give them another fluff off, see what they like, and probably have to do a lot more filling, sanding and stuff like that. But if I get bored, I'm going to move on to the spoiler in between times as well. So let's do some more sanding here, and hopefully we can get to the end of this, and then I can start laying up fiberglass. And I've come up with an idea, so I don't have to do this twice, hopefully, if that works, which I hope it does. So yeah, more sanding. I'm going to open up this gap best I can, because then I can remove the bumper. That can be one piece, this can be one piece. I will, before it is all removed, I'm just gonna tidy this edge up a little bit, and if it needs some more filler, And then the same with the front. This is a lot better than the front one. The front one, this is not very even. So I'll make that as good as I can, but I'm gonna see if I can get this through first and then try to change to another file, because I did have some cardboard in there separating it. Right, I got my little laser out. I'm going to mark the centre line of the top, because I need to put some fixing points here, because I want the bolt on look. And so I'll just mark the top one, and then I can space these out. You could measure it, I suppose, but I'll roughly measure it and guess, because that's what I do. Myself a bit of a panel board, alley panel, whatever you want to call it. It's what I was using to panel my camper van, so I'm going to use that and build up the bottom part of the bumper. So I'm just going to take a few measurements, and I'm probably going to have to cut it and extend it around the side, so probably have to put some temporary joins in it. But then I'll do the expanding foam trick again, where I can fill it up with foam, hopefully not have a mess like I did with the first arch, and then build up the front bumper, because it's miles away from the floor, so I need it to be a bit better, make it a bit different. this is where we're at with the lower part of the front bumper. I really can't see the shape in it because that looks slightly better. Yeah, I'm almost pleased with that. Obviously, where I've marked out with the Sharpie, that's going to come out to allow some air to go through to the radiator, and same on the other side. And this will probably just get meshed up, and I'm going to probably put the number plate down a bit lower, maybe, I'm not sure. Or it can just sit up here. But yeah. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Not sure whether to do that as a bolt-on piece or just mould it into the bumper and then class that as my own type of bumper. I think so. Right, we're back on it. I've done a bit of work to the front splitter, bottom half of the bumper to extend it and try and change the shape of it. So I'm going to remove it, put it on there out of the way because I want to fiberglass, make moulds of the arches, so what I've done so far. And hopefully we can do that, and then I can get rid of the foam and the filler off the side. Ready to have a go at doing the first mould, and I'm hoping I can make the mould. And I've got some slightly different fiberglass rather than this, like whatever you call it, it's just cross strand stuff. But I've got some stuff which is in like a cross pattern, which I think I can put into this mould once I've done it, and then hopefully try and turn it inside out, which will save me tons of time, because I don't really want to try and do this again over there, because hopefully if we can turn it inside out, it'll be more accurate and it'll be the same, or it'll give me something to work off of to try and make the other one the same that side. So here we go. I almost forgot, but I know you've got to wax this first, so I've never really done this kind of stuff before, and the stuff was on the bumper was just mix of some fiberglass and some like a DIY kit. So I've got some proper stuff this time, so let's make a start. So I know I've got to wax this first so it will release, so I'll put plenty of that on there, then mix up some resin. I've already cut like a rough shape to put on, and then I've got loads of other stuff, and I think I'm going to do like 3 layers, and hopefully that's enough to make moulds out of. And so let's go. Oh, I'm going to roll some resin on first and lay that over the top, and then stipple and roll over the top of it. Whether that's right or not, I'm sure you can tell me it's not, but that's the way I'm going to do it. Yesterday, last night, so now it's had a whole day to cure, so I'm going to now try and get this off, hopefully, and hopefully it goes well. And because all this was falling away, I've never really done this type of thing before, so who knows, everything's a learning curve, and I do seem to think do the hard way, so let's get on with it. I've got a couple of plastic scrapers and stuff, so we might be able to use that to get underneath the fiberglass. So let's try it. Right. That wasn't what I was hoping to do, but it's off, and I can trim it, and then yeah, Looks alright though. Let's get on with getting some of that off. Right, the front one was a bit of a disaster because all my like foam and filler, and it must be something to do with the paint I put on it, because even though I put loads of wax on it, the front one all stuck. So I spent probably hours yesterday trying to grind out the foam and just leaving the shell of what is going to be my mould. So I'm going to see if I can get this one off. If not, it'll be the same process at the front, so I'm going to get it off and then probably have to do the same. Might be lucky, but I don't think I'm going to be. You can see the paint's come up through, so I don't know why that's done that. So, but yeah, the moulds look, the actual inside of the mould, when I've got it out, it actually looks alright. So let's carry on. We'll do this one and see if it's just as much of a pain. Right, this one was a lot better to get apart. Still, yeah, I still think the paint was the issue. That's why it's come out. I wouldn't have expected the paint to come with it. But I'm just going to trim it up now and clean off the last little bits. And then where it's bad in places, because it is, I'm just going to add some fiberglass filler. Smooth out the surfaces, smooth out the inside, because this is going to be the plug for making the actual arch. And then I'm going to try and do a thin layer of a woven one and see if I can turn it inside out, which is the hope, because I don't want to go through that again. So let's tidy this one up. It doesn't need much in the way of sanding, where the front one's still got some of this stuff stuck to it. So I'm going to trim it up, trim them both up, and then add a bit of fiberglass filler to places where it needs it, and hopefully it'll be all right. Right, so remember, like and subscribe. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, and some of the messes I've made with when I did the expander foam arch on the front. So no one's perfect. So yeah, check out some of my other videos, and cheers. Thanks for watching.